everyone, I'm Mark Daniel Patrick. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Just before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment below, and you can also find me at our Patreon page. We have new reaction videos going up there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can find the link to the page in our description below. Alright, for today's video, one of the biggest names in musical theater finally tackles one of my favorite musical theater numbers. Now, this number was added to the Broadway show of one of Disney's biggest classics, so it wasn't in the original animated version, and they actually replaced it for the live-action remake with the song titled Evermore. And I'm not really sure what goes into that decision and why some songs are only for the Broadway show and not for film or not for the animation. Anyways, we have the song, it's a great number, and it was definitely one of my go-to numbers when I was studying musical theater, so it's great to see Ramin finally come out with a cover of this song. From Disney's Beauty and the Beast, this is Ramin Karimloo with If I Can't Love Her.
And in my twisted face, there's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints at kindness. And from my tortured shape, no comfort, no escape. I see, but deep within is utter blindness, hopeless as my dream dies, as the time flies. Love, a lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven, cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty could move me.
Okay.
No goodness improve me. No power on earth if I can't love her. No passion could reach me. No lesson could teach me how loved her and make her love me too. If I can't love her, then who? Long ago I should have seen all the things I could have been. Careless and unthinking, I moved onward.
His voice just swells as it gets into that higher register.
No pain could be deeper. No if I can't love her. No spirit could win me, no hope left within me. Hope I could have loved her and that she'd set me free. But it's not to be if I can't love her.
That's a great ending. Alright. That final note is just, that's perfect. I love how the pianist gives up on it before he does. That's really, that the final note I quite enjoy. That's really good. Okay, let's go back to the beginning and take a look at a couple of things about what we thought.
And in my twisted face, there's not the slightest trace.
Okay, so it's not bad. He's really muting it, really muting the performance. And look, let's setting up the situation. So he's just let Belle leave the castle, right? So this this girl that he thought he was slowly possibly falling for, as he needs to find true love to break this spell. That's right. So and now the one girl, maybe as time starts to dwindle on him, the one girl that maybe was a chance has now, he's now been released and is leaving. So in that moment, there's so many things happening to your character here that you need to unpack all in one song. Number one being, that first initial realization that now you're stuck, that this is, most likely you're going to remain this way for the rest of your life. Trying to unpack that and internalize that and see what comes out of that, and then put that into a song. I love that it's very muted. It's almost that denial sort of, that sort of denial approach of you can't even believe what's just happened. And that's kind of the tenor he's going with. And I quite like that for the start.
Of anything that even hints at kindness, and from my tortured shade, no comfort, no escape. I see, but deep within is utter blindness.
So he's driving a lot of breath through his vocals and really, like I said, playing that subtlety quite well. Here I'd want a little bit more rasp. I would want, as you get into as he starts to repeat this same melody over and over, I would want something different. I want a little bit more rasp in there. Start to maybe give it a little bit more angst, a little bit more anger. You've hit that denial stage at first, but now all of a sudden, as it's starting to sink in, you're just getting angry about it. So give us some more rasp in that voice, as you head into the chorus.
Hopeless as my dream dies.
See that one right there? It's so soft and airy. It's almost, that's where it starts to lose me. It's kind of a lack of connection to what he's actually singing.
As the time flies, love, a lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven.
He's got a beautiful voice. Don't get me wrong. Ramin is incredible. For I love, and obviously I love his backstory. Not a lot of training growing up. Kind of taught himself how to sing. Can't really read music, but it just is one of those voices that we all fall in love with. So you can sing. It's great. He's typically, when he played, he played the Phantom. I loved his approach to that in terms of the acting side and in terms of the emotional side. I loved his approach to that. Here, it needs less voice. I know it's sort of just a sit at a microphone and kind of play out a little concert almost, but it needs a little bit more angst and a little bit more depth into this rather than just some airy breathy notes through the lyrics. That's just me.
Cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty.
See, right away, this chorus is it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And when it's sung well, it makes you fall in love with the beast immediately. No matter who you are in the audience, you're falling for it. So I'll go back and play it again. That's what the way I would like it played is, and the pianist is following him, so they've obviously discussed this and it's very intentional. I want it to get angry just before you get into that chorus. I want it to get just to bring it that height of that anger, and then once you get into that chorus, you can allow yourself to hit, and that's where it can get a little soft and emotional. I want this first line of the chorus just to be, you want it to be the height of vulnerability, that first line. So I'll go back and play it again.
Sad conclusion.
that's the first time you're going to hear that chorus there. And for me, like I said, it comes out of the darkness, right? It just, you have to hit that note right out. He doesn't. He kind of swoops up into it, which kind of a little bit takes you out of it. I'd rather him just hit that note dead on. And then also with just a little bit more vulnerability, just a little bit more just absolute emptiness, right? That's just me.
No goodness improve me, no power on earth, if I can't love her.
You see, crescendoing through the end, it's fine. It's not, yeah, it's not bad. And it's a great vibrato he has putting on at the end of that note. I think you have to understand, for me, I would want, the beginning of the song is maybe that, like, I wanted that, that denial, that anger, that angst, because that's what you're used to seeing from the Beast. All of a sudden, once he gets to this and all of a sudden mentions love maybe for the first time, all of a sudden you see that vulnerability of this big, powerful creature. And that's what makes it more impactful. So if you begin the song with just that denial and then get into anger and angst, and then all of a sudden once this chorus hits, it's just this beautiful, empty, sympathetic moment. It really changes your perspective of this character, and that's where he can be successful for the rest of the song.
No passion could reach me, no lesson could teach me.
So I want those more staccato, and I'm really beating this up, I'm sorry, but I would just want those more staccato instead of that it's sliding in and out. It's not very technical. You're just sliding in between the notes instead of hammering down each one.
How I could have loved her and make her love me too, if I can't love her, then who?
And I don't mind that. It's an acting choice. You can throw it away entirely and just, kind of growl through that note. That's fine. I do love those bottom notes when he's really opening up his jaw and really letting that resonate. He's the king of that. He really just, the tenor of his voice just sounds so perfect when he's able to accomplish that.
Long ago I should have seen all the things I could have been. Careless and unthinking, I moved onward.
It's not bad. Again, this is where we want a little bit more. I know he's sitting down at a microphone. It's hard to really get into it in that situation.
No pain could be deeper, no life could be cheaper, no point anymore if I can't love her.
Change.
No spirit could win me, no hope left within me. Hope I could have loved her and that she'd set me free. But it's not to be if I can't love her. Let the world be done with me.
Again, I still love how the pianist gives up on the note before he does. That's so great. He could have gone on for another 1632 bars if he wanted. That ending is quite perfect. That has the intensity behind it. That has the voice behind it. He puts very little vibrato onto that until maybe the very end. He's really able to maintain the quality of that sound quite well. It's such a number that's so near and dear to me because I've performed it so many times. I've seen it done so many times. So it's one of those numbers that whenever it's sung, you're going to have an opinion on it. You know, it's kind of like a On My Own from Les Mis, or, you know, there's just always going to be an opinion on a number like this, just from my standpoint. So, has one of the great voices in musical theater. He has for a while, and he still does today. So I'm going to trust anything he does, and I'd love to see him play this role if he ever gets the opportunity. So that's overall a pretty great rendition of that song. All right, that's all the time we have for this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment of what you thought of this video and what you'd like to see in the future. Until next time, I'm Marc Daniel Patrick, and thanks so much for watching.